Why is it that the pleasures you chase always leave you emptier than before? Why does every high come with a crash, every indulgence with a hidden cost? The Buddha warned of this long ago. The pleasures of the flesh only create pain and suffering. And the Stoics understood why, because pleasure is the bait, and pain is the hook. At first, pleasure feels like freedom. It tempts you with ease, with comfort, with escape. It whispers that you deserve it, that it will finally make you feel whole, but it never does. Because pleasure is not a reward, it's a trap. It lures you closer, blinds your discipline, weakens your will, and when you're fully caught, the suffering begins. The Stoic man sees through this illusion. He knows that chasing pleasure is chasing chains, that every moment of indulgence robs you of strength, clarity, and control. While the world numbs itself with comfort, the Stoic sharpens himself with restraint, because what the masses call happiness is often just the slow decay of the mind. Dark psychology explains this perfectly. Pleasure hijacks the brain's reward system, flooding it with false signals, then ripping them away, leaving behind emptiness, shame, and dependence. The same thing that feels like power is what quietly destroys it. Pleasure promises paradise, but hidden behind the smile is the hook. If you're ready to stop taking the bait and start mastering your discipline, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose discipline over desire. Now, let's begin. Lesson 1. Pleasure is the trap. Pleasure disguises itself as freedom, but it's a cage. The moment you start chasing it, it begins to own you. What starts as a choice becomes a craving. What feels like control becomes compulsion. And slowly, quietly, pleasure becomes your master. It doesn't matter what form it takes: lust, comfort, luxury, validation. The pattern is always the same. Pleasure hooks your mind with quick rewards and trains you to depend on them. You begin to plan your days around it, shape your habits around it, and eventually sacrifice your purpose for it. That's the trap. You think you're enjoying life, but life is now enjoying you. The Stoics warned of this long ago. Seneca said, "He who indulges in pleasures will be enslaved by them." They knew that every moment of surrender to the flesh weakens the will, that what you indulge in today quietly decides the man you'll be tomorrow. And if pleasure becomes your compass, suffering will become your path. Dark psychology calls this reward conditioning. Your brain links pleasure with safety and pain with danger, even when the opposite is true. This is how men get stuck in cycles they can't escape. They become prisoners of their cravings, unable to see that the cage is gilded, but still a cage. Pleasure is the trap because it never satisfies you. It only takes from you, and the longer you chase it, the more it owns you. If you're ready to break the trap and take back your will, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "I refuse the bait." Lesson 2. The illusion of happiness. Pleasure promises happiness, but delivers emptiness. It gives you a quick high, a flash of satisfaction, and then it fades, leaving you hollow, restless, and craving the next hit. This is the cruel trick of pleasure. It mimics happiness just long enough to keep you chasing it, while quietly draining your soul. You convince yourself you're enjoying life, but what you're really doing is escaping it. Every indulgence becomes a distraction, a way to avoid the silence, the discomfort, the inner work you've been running from. And when the pleasure fades, you're left with the same void, only deeper than before. The Buddha warned of this when he said, "The pleasures of the flesh only create pain and suffering," and the Stoics echoed it centuries later. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Real happiness isn't found in the flesh. It's forged in the mind. It's not about what you consume, it's about what you conquer. Dark psychology explains this through the hedonic treadmill. The more pleasure you chase, the faster your brain adapts. What once thrilled you becomes normal, then boring, then invisible. So you chase more, need more, risk more, and feel less. That's why pleasure never fulfills. It only amplifies your emptiness. What you thought was happiness was only anesthesia. It numbed you while it hollowed you out. If you're ready to stop chasing fake happiness and start building real peace, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose peace over pleasure. Lesson 3. The crash after the high. Every pleasure comes with a price, and that price is the crash. The high is quick, intoxicating, and blinding, but it always fades. And when it does, what's left isn't joy. It's guilt, emptiness, regret. This is the hidden cost of pleasure. The more you chase the high, the deeper you sink when it disappears. In the moment, pleasure feels like power. It feels like victory. But when it's over, it leaves a hollow space where your discipline used to be. You start asking yourself, why do I feel worse? Why does this never last? Why do I always want more? And that's how the cycle traps you. Each crash makes you crave the next high to escape the pain the last one caused. The Stoics warned about this spiral. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Pleasure is beyond your control. It owns you for a moment, then abandons you completely. That abandonment is the crash, and it is where most men break." Dark psychology explains this as dopamine depletion. When you flood your brain with pleasure, the reward system burns out. You stop feeling joy from small things. Nothing satisfies you anymore. And the more you chase pleasure to feel alive, the more numb and lifeless you become. The crash after the high is proof that pleasure is not your ally. It's your enemy. If you're ready to stop rising and falling on pleasure's leash, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rise without the high. Lesson 4. Desire is endless hunger. Desire promises fulfillment, but it never ends. The moment you satisfy one craving, another takes its place. The more you feed it, the hungrier it becomes. This is the hidden truth. Desire is not a fire you can extinguish. It's a fire that grows stronger every time you give it fuel. You tell yourself, just this once. Just one more, but one more becomes two. Two becomes 10. And soon you're no longer choosing, you're obeying. What began as curiosity becomes compulsion. You stop seeking pleasure and start needing it. And that need devours everything, your focus, your time, your self-respect. The Buddha warned of this when he said, "Desire is the root of suffering," and the Stoics saw it the same way. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life, and it is won by disregarding things beyond our control." Desire places your peace in the hands of something you cannot control, and once it owns your peace, it owns you. Dark psychology explains this as the scarcity loop. Your brain becomes addicted to the chase, not the reward. Once you catch what you crave, the high fades, and you're left desperate for the next hit. You don't even want it anymore. You just want to stop feeling empty. That is the hunger. Desire will never love you. It only uses you, and the more you feed it, the more it feasts on you. If you're ready to stop starving for what never satisfies, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I starve my desires, not my soul. Lesson 5. Pleasure weakens. Discipline. Every time you choose pleasure over purpose, you dull your edge. Pleasure softens the mind. It makes you complacent, distracted and slow. And slowly, without realizing it, you stop leading yourself and start following your cravings. Discipline is built in discomfort. It grows when you push through pain, when you say no to temptation, when you choose what strengthens you over what soothes you. But pleasure is the opposite. It rewards you for avoiding struggle. It rewards you for staying soft. And the more you choose comfort, the more your discipline withers. Marcus Aurelius warned of this when he wrote, "You must build your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal." Pleasure derails that. It pulls you off your path, scatters your focus, and teaches your brain that indulgence is victory. And once your mind believes that, discipline dies. Dark psychology calls this willpower erosion. Pleasure hijacks your brain's reward system until resisting temptation feels impossible. Every time you give in, the barrier gets lower, the craving gets louder, and your self-control gets weaker. This is why most men never rise. They chase pleasure until they lose the strength to chase their purpose. Pleasure feels like freedom, but it's the slow death of your power. If you're ready to stop trading your future for fleeting comfort, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Discipline over desire, always. Lesson 6. Pain sharpens the soul. Where pleasure dulls you, pain refines you. Every moment you resist temptation, every time you embrace discomfort instead of escape, you sharpen your soul. Because pain forges what pleasure erodes: discipline, clarity, strength, and self-respect. Most men run from pain. They numb it with distractions, drown it in indulgence, or hide from it behind pleasure. But the Stoic man does the opposite. He walks straight into it. Not because he loves suffering, but because he understands this. Pain is the price of becoming unbreakable. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is endurable, then endure it." Stop complaining. Pain is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It strips away weakness, ego, and illusion, leaving behind only what is real. And what is real cannot be shaken. Dark psychology explains this through stress adaptation. The mind and body grow stronger under controlled hardship. Every moment of chosen struggle rewires your brain to endure, to focus, to rise. And once you learn to endure pain on purpose, the world loses its power to break you. Pleasure makes you fragile. Pain makes you indestructible. If you're ready to stop chasing comfort and start forging strength, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Pain builds what pleasure destroys. Lesson 7. The Stoic Art of Restraint. Restraint is the sharpest weapon the world will never see. While others burn their strength chasing pleasure, the Stoic man grows stronger by refusing it. He understands what few ever will. Every time you say no to temptation, you sharpen your mind and harden your will. Most men think power is indulgence, having what you want when you want it. But that isn't power. That's slavery dressed as freedom. Real power is control. Real power is saying I could, but I won't. Restraint is proof that your desires serve you, not the other way around. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Restraint is that mastery in motion. It shows the world that your will is stronger than your cravings, and that your discipline is not negotiable. And the truth is, this terrifies people, because most men are ruled by urges, and when they see someone who isn't, it exposes their weakness. Dark psychology calls this psychological contrast. When you resist what they can't, you appear powerful beyond reason. Your refusal makes you mysterious. Your control makes you magnetic. Because while they are drained by excess, you are sharpened by restraint. Every temptation you resist becomes a brick in your fortress. If you're ready to stop bowing to your cravings and start mastering them, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I master what tries to control me. Lesson 8. Peace over pleasure. Pleasure is loud. Peace is silent. And that's why most men chase pleasure. They can't sit with silence. They confuse stimulation for happiness, chaos for excitement, desire for meaning. But the Stoic man knows better. Pleasure is temporary. Peace is eternal. Pleasure comes and goes like a flash of lightning, bright, blinding, and gone. But peace is steady. It doesn't spike your emotions. It stabilizes them. It doesn't demand your energy. It restores it. And once you taste true peace, you realize how hollow pleasure always was. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." That retreat is not built on indulgence. It's built on discipline, on saying no to what excites you so you can say yes to what strengthens you. Peace is the reward for mastering your impulses, not obeying them. Dark psychology explains this through neural fatigue. The constant chase for pleasure burns your brain out. It floods your system with highs and crashes until you're emotionally numb. Peace resets that cycle. It rewires your mind to seek stability instead of chaos. And stability is what makes a man powerful. Pleasure excites the weak. Peace empowers the strong. If you're ready to stop seeking highs and start building peace, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose peace over pleasure. Lesson 9. Transcending the flesh. As long as the flesh controls you, you are its prisoner. Its cravings dictate your actions. Its urges cloud your mind. Its hungers pull you off your path. But the moment you rise above the flesh, when you stop obeying every impulse, you become something rare, untouchable. Most men live like slaves to their biology. They chase lust, chase comfort, chase stimulation like moths chasing flames, and they burn for it. But the Stoic man stands still in the fire. He lets the craving pass through him without moving an inch. Because he understands this, what controls your body controls your destiny. Buddha warned of this truth. The pleasures of the flesh only create pain and suffering, and the Stoics lived by it. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Transcending the flesh is how you claim that freedom. It's how you silence the voice of the body so the voice of the mind can finally speak. Dark psychology calls this impulse severance. The moment you consistently resist urges, your brain stops trusting them as commands. They become whispers instead of orders, and that's when your discipline becomes permanent. The flesh is loud, the mind is quiet. If you want to become unstoppable, listen to the quiet. If you're ready to stop serving your flesh and start mastering it, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rule the flesh. It does not rule me. Lesson 10. Become the master, not the slave. Every man faces a choice: be ruled by his cravings or rule over them. There is no middle ground, because the moment you obey every desire, you surrender your crown. You hand your mind, your time, and your future to the flesh, and it will devour them all. The world celebrates indulgence. It calls it freedom, but it isn't freedom, it's dependency dressed in pleasure. The Stoic man sees through this illusion. He doesn't chase what feels good. He chooses what makes him strong. He doesn't ask, "What do I want right now?" He asks, "Who will I become if I choose this?" Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That is the essence of mastery. Discipline over impulse, will over desire, purpose over pleasure. While others are prisoners to their urges, you become the man who commands his own fate. Dark psychology calls this impulse inversion. When you train your mind to find satisfaction in control, not indulgence, you break the cycle forever. You stop chasing dopamine and start generating pride, and pride lasts far longer than pleasure ever could. You were never meant to be a slave to your cravings. You were meant to be the master of yourself. If you're ready to take back your crown, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "I master myself." In the end, pleasure was never your ally. It was the bait, shiny, tempting, fleeting. And pain was always the hook, hidden, sharp, and waiting. You were never broken, you were only baited, but now you see the pattern, how pleasure traps the mind, how it offers the illusion of happiness only to leave you crashing, hungry, and weak, how it erodes your discipline, dulls your soul, and chains you to your flesh. And you've seen the way out, choosing pain over comfort, restraint over indulgence, peace over chaos, discipline over desire. This is the path of the Stoic. This is what the Buddha warned of, and what the Stoics mastered. To reject the bait, to break the hook, to rise above pleasure and reclaim your power. Because while the world is burning itself for moments of pleasure, you will be sharpening yourself in silence and building a life so strong, no temptation can touch it. If you're ready to rise above the flesh and rule your mind, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "I master myself." Thanks for watching, Stoic Soldier.